Good morning, wrestling fans. Welcome to PWR today for May 20th, Friday, 2022. The man they call Meathead, the lovely Linda K. Again, Linda, when have we talked on a Friday morning? I can't remember when.
It's been a while. I can't recall a specific Friday morning where I've done
On the show.
today with you. Yes.
Yeah. We've seen each other on Fridays before. Matter of fact, we were just in Dallas on a Friday doing stuff. We were having shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
But
yes.
Matthew Thomas not on this week. Linda knocking him dead because Linda will be gone next week and we'll have some Matthew Thomas time. So we'll be getting a lot of Matthew Thomas. So for all those Matthew Thomas lovers, tune in next week. For the haters, enjoy what you got. Hopefully there's haters, though. Let's talk about the sponsor real quick and then we can get right into the news.
Yes. So I got my collar and elbow email reminding me about the classic, one of the originals.
The Mirror.
Yes. collarandelbowbrand.com. Make sure to check out the latest and greatest in wrestling street fashions. There's so many shows coming out of the woodworks. It's such an exciting time to support your local shows or to support the bigger shows that are coming to your town or that you travel overseas to. Make sure to wear your collar and elbow by going to collarandelbowbrand.com, and to save a little cash, to save 10% off your order, use promo code LindaK. That's LINDAKAY to save that money.
That's our girl, Linda K, setting it up for me to knock them down. Linda, you are talking about a show that's going to be overseas. Europe for wrestling this summer is on fire. You got the, Cardiff Castle show where they're possibly going to have Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre and all those other big shows. If it's not Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns, I think Drew McIntyre might end up taking on Tyson Fury because he had said that he wants to do another date with WWE. So that would be the show to put it at. But the reason we bring this up is the coach, Johnathon Coachman, is returning to professional wrestling next month. Now, Wrestling Entertainment Series has announced that on Thursday, Johnathon Coachman will be on the commentary team for the inaugural event. Now, the last time he did any kind of work commentary-wise was on Raw in 2018. He's currently working with CBS Sports, but listen to this card that's going to be happening for Wrestling Entertainment Series. It's a promotion owned by former WWE superstars Razor and Akam. You know those guys better known as the Authors of Pain. So they own this company, they own this event, and they're putting on a show. Listen to this card that's going to happen June 4th at the Motorpoint Arena in Nottingham, England. World Championship match, Adam Shearer, Braun Strowman, Alistair Overeem. You know who Adam Shearer is. We know who Adam Shearer is. We just saw the guy in Cedarburg. Mm-hmm. The Women's Championship match, formerly known as Nia Jax, Lena, how do you say her last name is? Fanine?
Yeah.
Taking on CJ Perry. You know who CJ Perry is, better known as Lana, the ravishing Russian. The Tag Team Championship match will be the Authors of Pain taking on Westlin Blake and Steve Macklin. Wesley Blake and Steve Cutler, formerly of Forgotten No More, the guys that hung around, in SmackDown and they had that kind of military gimmick. You remember them. Women's Tag Team Championship match, Madison Rayne and Tennille Dashwood taking on Deonna Purrazzo and Chelsea Green. Killer Cross, Karrion Kross, taking on Samurai Del Sol and Jonah. That is Kalisto, and formerly known as Bronson Reed of NXT. Mojo Riley taking on Lince Dorado. A pre-show match, Mike Bennett, Mike Kanellis, taking on Oni Lorcan. And then in a pre-show match as well, the Dirty Dango takes on Jose No Way. The WES event will also be available to stream on Fight TV. That's a loaded card.
Wow, you just kept going and going.
Right, I didn't stop. Can't stop, won't stop.
Mm-hmm. Wow, yeah, that is quite a stacked card. Can you imagine if that show was here in the States? And I'm not saying that you can't go overseas.
I feel like that's a Blizzard Brawl show. That's what it feels like.
Yeah. I was going to say something of the, WrestleMania weekend caliber where a lot of international fans would be in town here for it. But sure. I think they're going to get a lot of international fans overseas as well for this show. Wow.
Big show. And again, the commentary team is Johnathon Coachman, and I believe there's also Matt, I can never pronounce his last name. He, it's, who's saying Rusev Day? What was his name? Rusev Day. He's on Impact right now. He's the color commentator on Impact Wrestling.
Yes, I see his face.
I
He's
can see his face too.
hilarious.
His bald hair, bald head now, but I believe he's married to one of the Guerreros. He's a part of the Guerrero family now.
Hmm?
But wow, what a card! And it's funny as I'm looking at this card. I look at Nia Jax versus Lana. There was heat there because it was said to be that Nia Jax kept beating on Lana and was reckless with her. Are they actually working us? Where back in the day they were really, working together, trying to get over for each other, or was this booked, trying to build off of that heat?
Hey, if there's a table where Lana gets put through once again, then I feel that it's something continual or just something that the fans will get and will enjoy. But that's got to be at the very end of their match if that happens.
Yeah. And we didn't really talk about the big news that popped off yesterday. We talked about the big card, but Stephanie McMahon stepping down from WWE. Earlier yesterday, she announced via Twitter she was taking a leave of absence from her position in WWE, although she stated she would return at some point. As it turns out, the announcement was just as shocking to the people within WWE as was outside the company, being that, Linda, you work for a corporation. I work for a corporation. Everybody that works for WWE works for a corporation. Normally, you get this massive from the desk of the president or the vice president or whatever. There was no message to the talent. They learned via Twitter.
I mean, talk about surprises this week. Obviously, if she has to take time away, it's something important, something personal, and everyone's respecting her wishes. But it's another huge surprise out of WWE this week, and I did take a peek at some of the messages, and everyone showing their respect, their heartfelt messages to her,
Sure.
to whatever it is. But I mean, I wonder how long he'll be or what transpired from this. But again, just another shocking revelation from WWE this week.
Do you know what I'm really hoping it is? And this is just my general wish for it. I want it to be that, what? The kids are getting a little bit older. Maybe it's time to watch them do high school sports. Maybe it's time to watch them grow up. I hope that's the case. Literally, you know what? We've done okay. I'm going to step away from work for a while. Hunter's at home. Maybe Hunter needs a little taken care of. Obviously he's going a little bit slower. He's resumed some of his duties, obviously in the WWE office, but maybe it's that they're just taking a break. And that is probably the best case scenario. And I'd be happy to hear that.
Absolutely, everybody needs their breaks. Everybody knows what their limits are, what they need, and if it is some more family time, which I think is what she mentioned in that. I mean, hey, if it is something like you said, just an opportunity, the kids are getting older, or if Hunter needs help at home, or just for her to step away. You never know, what people need and want, and when they would need that time away. But you always got to find time for yourself and what is best for you. So kudos to Stephanie for coming forth with that. I just hope everything is well with the family, and we'll see how long this leave of absence is. But hey, she can take as long as she needs. Everybody needs their time.
Yeah, and I'm like I said, I'm very excited to have that happening for her. If that's the case, hopefully it's not something worse. Hopefully it's not something health related or upset in the company. Maybe she's out looking for Sasha and Naomi. I mean, who's to say, right? Okay.
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans. And I brought up that last piece because I like to do the segue. Let's segue into SmackDown for tonight. We stopped talking about it a couple days ago because we really want to wait for new news. Well, we're bringing it up today because tonight is SmackDown. And tonight, I'm hoping on SmackDown they address the women's tag team champions leaving the belts on Johnny Ace's desk. People power. Will we get a new tournament? Will we get a new champion? Will we get something to declare new women's tag team champions?
Yeah, really curious to see what will happen with this. Could it be top of the show? Not just top of the hour, but top of the show. I think it's definitely something that should be addressed in some sort of fashion, whether it is a tournament or whether it is just a match that'll take place live at SmackDown. I mean, we already know there's gonna be another huge Well, I know you have your doubts on it actually taking place, but we already have another huge.
Not so much
tag
the
team
taking
match.
place. I have my doubts on it finishing.
Oh,
Completing.
Gotcha. Okay, that's what she said.
That's what
And
he said and she said. It was a
mhm,
weird weekend. So,
yeah,
but I have my doubts on it finishing, and let's talk about it right now. The men's tag team championships are being unified tonight on SmackDown, allegedly.
I had my high hopes on it happening, but
She's got high hopes. She's got high hopes.
now you've got some doubt in my head that it
No
could
doubt.
lead to something taking place at Hell in a
Linda, I
Cell.
could go all night. I mean, I really can. I can go all night. I can go all morning. That's what she said.
hmm But sometimes we get those shocking Raws or SmackDowns where we do have a huge title change take place, and I'm gonna go with us getting that, because if something else can transpire from this match for Hell in a Cell, it can still happen. But I am calling it. We are gonna have a new unified tag team tonight.
Okay. I think it's going to get delayed, and I think it goes into the cell for Hell in a Cell in Chicago, man. So
Okay.
it could happen. But, then again, we will never know. We'll never, ever know. But that's SmackDown tonight. I don't have much of a preview besides that. We're going to have obviously, some build on Ronda Rousey. Maybe she's got an open challenge again tonight. And I really think it went well with her open challenge last week.
Absolutely. Raquel
I was,
Rodriguez, that was tremendous.
yeah, I was real happy to see it. So let's talk about Rampage. I would say tonight, but I mean, it's still technically this evening. I mean, it's not, at 4:30 in the morning anymore. I think it's going to be, what did you think? 6 Central, 7 Eastern?
I
Maybe.
believe so.
Who knows anymore? I mean, seriously, are the NBA and NHL playoffs over yet? The Bucks aren't in it anymore, so I just don't care.
Yeah, did you have to bring that up?
No, I did, but I didn't. I mean, I guess, where people know where I stand with the NBA now. NBA is over. We're talking Brewers now. We're talking Brewers. We're getting ready for Packers. I mean, the Bucks are done. So, but let's talk about what we're going to see tonight as far as matches on Rampage. First off, at commentary as usual, Taz, Chris Jericho, and Excalibur. The House of Black will take on Evil Uno, Ten, and Fuego del Sol.
Yes. And trios matches, I like it.
That's right. And let's hope again that we talked about this yesterday, that there will be no unmasking of anybody. I mean, I was watching, so little spoiler alert here. If you hear me drop this into the conversation, I got the WWE 2K22 on sale. It was just out there on sale and decided to pick it up. The opening match, very cool, where they intercede you as Rey Mysterio from 97 taking on Eddie Guerrero, and it throws the actual match in there with some of the moves that you're doing. Very cool stuff, by the way. I would love to see a mask program done properly. However, I don't think that WWE would ever, or excuse me, AEW would do it properly. WCW used to rip masks off people all the time. Jericho used to carry them around his neck all the time. So I think we keep the masks on.
Or the lights can go out as the mask is coming off. The lights come on and there's black mist in the face. So then you still don't really see their faces.
Remember, the Lucha Brothers had their masks pulled off a couple times too, and they had towels thrown on them right away.
Mm-hmm.
I love Jericho's reference, by the way, on Wednesday night about remember when we had a good eye for an eye match?
Yeah.
You caught that, right?
See, that eye match, it's ongoing. It's what, like almost 2 years removed now?
Yeah. Yeah, it's still going. That feud is still going on, matter of fact. I think it's Seth Rollins versus Dominic next week on Raw, probably. Just kidding. Shawn Spears is wrestling a giant. It was never announced who it's going to be. Folks, we don't give spoilers here. I'm just telling you that this is a surprise debut in the AEW. Any thoughts, Linda, on who it could be? It's not Paul White, you don't think, do you?
Well, if it's going to be a debut, I don't think that would count.
Because, Paul White's had a match already, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
maybe somebody else formerly playing for the Dallas Mavericks.
Oh, there you go.
Come in to make their debut.
So you're saying it's Muggsy Bogues versus Shawn Spears. Gotcha.
Yes.
Dirk Nowitzki. Nope, not Dirk Nowitzki either. You're thinking Rottenham Singh. That's what you're thinking. All right. Let's talk Chris Statlander taking on Red Velvet. It's the quarterfinals. Who would you like to see advance in the quarterfinals for the Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament? Remember, Statlander was thrown in here. She didn't earn her spot. She was given the spot.
Yeah, I gotta go with Chris Statlander because I mean, ever since her return, we've seen her in a couple of matches. She's dominated, but she still hasn't had a big singles story or feud where it's really showing just her. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we've seen her. Oh, I mean, I guess her and Layla Hirsch had something, but something more ongoing. I mean, we know such or how much of a tremendous talent Statlander is. I think she can. I mean, put her up there. I can see something, if it's not something for the women's title right off the bat, something between her and Jade Cargill would be something along the lines. Yeah.
Taking on one of the baddies. John Moxley and Bryan Danielson will take on the team of Matt Sydal and Dante Martin. Again, Dante's brother got injured in that horrific car crash, as we heard from Aleister Black in an interview a couple weeks ago. So I like that they're not forgetting about Dante, and they're putting Matt Sydal back with Dante Martin.
Yeah, should be a great match. I mean, a unique duo to put together, but I'm gonna go with the guys that are more of the I can't even think of the right word. Not the high flyer, but more of the
ground and pound.
Thank you. I was gonna say beat down, but
there you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Black.
So we're not Blackpool Fight Club. Speaking of the Blackpool Fight Club, we are not spoiler people at all, but I am going to bring this up from the tapings because remember, Rampage has been taped. It will air later on today. There is a possibility that Bryan Danielson has suffered an injury at the taping. Remember, he set up for the big match at the pay-per-view. There was a spot where he got stuck between the ring and the ramp, and he was stuck there for several minutes, limping and falling over and appearing to be in significant amount of pain as Moxley, Regal, and the officials and others tried to get him free. So he was able to walk out on his own, but this is something to keep an eye on.
Wait, stuck between the steps and the... Wait, what?
Stuck between the ring and the ramp, and he was stuck there for several minutes.
What?
Because he was stuck between that stupid
that
elevated ramp up against the ring. He got stuck in between it.
So, oh my goodness, it's
like falling in the crack of the sidewalk.
I was gonna say that there's gotta have been more, people running to help. But like you just mentioned, Regal, Moxley alone, and others.
Well, they let the match still go on, but again, if I could just put out one more reason for that dumb ramp to be gone, that would have Danielson wouldn't have got hurt there. So
right,
yeah, they said he was sitting there for about 10 minutes.
I'm just wondering if he's sitting there stuck for those 10 minutes or he was out.
Or selling. I mean, whatever. Yeah. Who knows? But well, Linda, I know we got some GLCW stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks. You want to kind of catch us up?
Yeah. So we had mentioned that huge show overseas on June 4th. If you can't make it there, if you can make it to North Central Wisconsin in Merrill, Wisconsin, GLCW does return on Saturday, June 4th for Oh You Didn't Know? Our special guest, WWE Hall of Famer, Road Dogg, Dusty James in the house. And I'll be there announcing. We have a lot of the talents that, we've been going Merrill. This is my third time doing a show pretty recently up in Merrill, Wisconsin. Great fans there, great crowd, awesome room there. It's the Lincoln County Fairgrounds in Merrill, Wisconsin. So if you want to see a nice, great, intimate show, a lot of action. If you want to meet Road Dogg, if you want to meet Linda Kay, if you want to meet some of our other GLCW talents, make sure to go to blizzardbrawl.com as always for GLCW show info and tickets.
You said that's a Saturday, correct?
Yeah, that's Saturday, June 4th. And then the weekend after on Sunday, June 12th. Oh, wait, really quick. Sorry. June 4th is the show in Merrill. And then Sunday, the next day, Sunday, June 5th, those near Cedarburg, Wisconsin, at Circle B, the home arena, if you will, for GLCW is going to be hosting a Super Friends Toy and Comics Fest, where you can also meet Road Dogg there and check out all the fun vendor tables. I'm not sure if there's still space for some, but again, blizzardbrawl.com for the details. And then the following Sunday, Meathead, we have another live show this time close by to Seaburg, but in the Milwaukee area. It's going to be in Thiensville. It's we did a show there last year, but it's the Thiensville Lions Festival, Thiensville Mequon area. It's a show under the huge tent outdoors. We've got our special guest Al Snow making his return to GLCW.
Wait, what does everybody want? Is it Al Snow?
And
Head. There you go.
Yes. So huge stacked card for that as well. We have CBS 58's Mike Kirchhoff, who, if you're a Blizzard Brawl, you caught his in-ring debut. He's going to be on the card as well.
Wow.
I'll be in the ring announcing, but you've got all your GLCW and OVW favorites coming up as well. So check that out. And that one's Sunday, June 12th. It's a Sunday afternoon show, I believe, 2:30 bells. So anywho, as always, for GLCW show info and tickets, blizzardbrawl.com and all the GLCW socials.
Look at that. Hey, we've got a hell of a wrestling summer coming up so far. I know you got a lot of OVW stuff happening this year as well. So really excited to see where it takes us. Hey, Linda, this show has taken us to the end of the week. We have at a crisp, clean 20-ish. So for Linda Kay, for the man they call Meathead, and for Matthew Thomas, who you get a lot of next week, I hope you enjoy it. So long, everyone.